Hello and welcome to the July update from the Tau team. This is the developer update, the moment you've been waiting for, and I'll pass it over to Karim for his overview for the month.
Thank you, Paula, and welcome everybody to the July update for the development team. David has been continued his work on TML optimization. He has added memoization to some critical paths of the optimization, and he's also consolidated all uses of Z3 engine, CQC engine, and retired some of the CQC implementations that we had in TML. He's also improved the memory footprint significantly for mutated programs, and he's also made some general source code improvements on a suggestion of Ohad. Juan has made the 2 major installs this month as a result of long time efforts. It's not just 1 month worth of effort, but he's finally managed to give us a functional version of the bitwidth inference engine, which is also called the type inference engine. He's also installed version 2 of the bit transform, or the transformation to bit universe, which those 2 he has been working on for a long time. So thank you, Juan. Luca has continued his work both on a theoretical front and on his implementation of the 2CNF. He worked out a theoretical solution or preliminary solution to the proof of execution algorithm for the BDD library, specifically for the AND operation. We're still working on conjunction later on, or disjunction, but we still need to implement that and make sure that it works. But if it does, it's a huge accomplishment. He's also explored some algorithm with respect to the task of transitive reduction, but he's also finished testing the persistent data structure for the 2CNF extraction, and he's also been reviewing the variable shifters implementation that's currently in TML, making sure that it delivers on its promises of reduced memory footprint. Tomasz continued his work on the TML IDE, which is an increasingly popular feature. He fixed many issues with regard to the IDE. Specifically, he fixed an issue with the hanging of the JavaScript engine when there are parse errors in TML. He fixed the output stream by fixing the flushing. He fixed another issue with respect to long execution in batch format. The list is long, really. I won't read it all to you, but he's also improved the API for executing TML from JavaScript with enhanced memory management as well. So yeah, great job, Tomasz. The TML IDE is increasingly a very popular tool that the community can easily use to play with TML. On the Agoras Live side, Andre has finished improving the stability of the video conferencing system that we had some problems with in the past. He's also, as a result of all the testing that was done by the external tester last month, he fixed many issues, but he continues fixing those as well. And he's made some of the issues had to do with payment systems within video conferencing, and just in general with the blockchain and interactions between Agoras Live and the blockchain. So yeah, that's it for the development team. Back to you, follow.
Thank you very much, Karim, for the overview, and I'll pass it over to David for more depth into what's been happening on his side.
And Sola, hi everybody. As Karim said, this month I've been continue working in the optimization of TML programs. More important points have been consolidating Z3, the use of Z3 in our code base, so that everything related to CQC now it's done using Z3. I have simplified the remaining code and also removed the old parts. I also added memoization to the critical path of the execution of the optimization, mainly just catching results whenever possible in order to reduce the time of the optimization. And also I have improved the memory footprint of the process, simplifying a little the data structures using during the optimization, name the mutated programs, what we call mutated programs. Finally, I have done a cleanup of the certain parts of the source code, and I reduced, and I have done several improvements in quality of the source code. And that's all for the moment. Thanks.
Thank you very much, David. I'll pass it over to Tomasz for a deep dive into what he's been up to this month.
Thank you, Fola. Hello, everyone. I've been working on JavaScript build and its issues in the IDE. I fixed an issue with output stream cache not flushing its content, causing some output to be missing when the output was a file. I fixed the problem with hanging of the JavaScript when a parse error happened. I fixed the initialization of an internal table. This was causing some other instabilities in the browser. There was also a problem when we were running multiple programs in a batch and the TML was taking longer time to execute. There was also some error with the transformation of nested programs, which is called unnesting. This problem is also fixed. And there is a different order of dumped records between JavaScript TML and native TML. This was causing regression tests to fail. So I've enhanced the regression scripts to take into consideration this different order. I've also rewritten the API to execute TML from JavaScript. So now it's more simple and it has better memory management. And now I'm finalizing a possibility to run regression tests directly in the IDE, and I'm fixing the last bugs in the IDE. That's all from me this month.
Thank you very much, Tomasz. Big month. And I'll pass it over to Luca for his update this month.
Thank you very much, Paula. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. So as Karim mentioned, I was able to put together a theoretical solution for the proof of computation. So I have to make a slight correction here with what Karim said, because I managed to do it for the AND operation and for the composition of BDDs, which also implies that disjunction works just fine, as well as negation, as well as virtually all other BDD operations, except for quantification, which is still an open question, but we think that this is something that can be addressed on the second challenge round. Yes, so the next challenge on this ground will be to implement the solution and then see how it performs in the real setting, so to speak. I reviewed and extended the implementation of variable shifters this month. This was an ongoing to-do for some time. Essentially, we are improving caches in order to make BDD computations faster by reusing more results, because variable shifting really means that BDD nodes now don't have variable anymore, but only the high and the low for the BDD experts under you. And so this enables more caching, if done correctly. Then I finished my testing of the persistent data structures for my 2CNF universe, and additionally implement an optimization for the persistent union find data structure, which significantly shortened the update paths between one instance of a union find data structure to another. So now it's down to linear time, which is the optimum for this data structure. And on top of that, I explored possibilities on how to implement now a transitive reduction algorithm on the 2CNF universe in order to start to make the optimizations that the 2CNF universe will enable possible. And that's it for this month. Thank you for listening. And I'll pass it back to Paula.
Thank you very much. And now I'll pass it over to Andre for his update for the month.
Hello, everyone. Just as I said the last month, we finished the basic testing of Agoras 5, and what was left is video conferencing and payment system. So this month I was working on improving the stability of video conferencing platform. I had to choose the most stable and comfortable to work with version of video conferencing platform. I integrated it into the blockchain, made it to check the payment, the transactions, whatever. And check the whole payment process and video conferencing and finishing the video conferencing session process inside Agoras 5 to be work as intended. And we already passed this whole system back to our external tester to continue his testing, and I hope when this last part will be properly tested, including reviewing all previous bugs we have found and testing it on the mobile, on different operating systems, we will be able to proceed to some closer public beta test of Agoras. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andre. And I'll pass it over to Luis for his update this month.
Hi, everybody. So this month I've been working on the relationships between logics and games and between games and automata. with logical semantics and decision procedures in view. I am completing the transition from word automata to tree automata, which will be the next focus of the weekly MSO sessions. There is also ongoing research into disjunctive data log, namely the system DLV. And finally, I'm also working on weekly articles for the website. That's all.
Thank you very much, Luis. And now I'll pass it over to Juan for his update for the month.
Thank you, Fola, and hi, everybody. As Karim already pointed out, and we actually mentioned on our last monthly update, we were pursuing to have this extension to the type system, as we have been designing it through the last quarter, I think, with what is now called the bit-width inference. This capability enables to encode each argument of a relationship with different, not just types, but now with different number of bits for the data representation. We have managed to get a functional prototype, which is already now part of the bit transform version 2, our code base, and we have been also running it successfully through initially the intro test suite from the regression suite. In that sense, I would say that it is a valuable feature that we managed to get it up and running. So yeah, that's all from my side for this month, and see you later.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much, Juan. And last but not least, I'll pass it over to Ahad for his roundup and update for the month.
I started working with Professor Fanconi about the knowledge representation language. As we said, we had a method of letting a language speak about its own sentences and also enhance this to a software specification language. But this all is not one language. It's a method to extend basically any other language. So we need to find which language to extend, and we want this to be languages suitable for knowledge representation. And we also need it to be suitable for engineering. After all, we want to have an actual product out of it. So not only we look around for such existing languages, but we also made a very important progress in how to engineer a solver for such languages using the existing solvers and methods that we already have. We continue on this front, and we are getting very close to a full implementation of the three levels: the base language, the language that speaks about its own sentences, and the software specification language, all in one.
Thank you very much, Ahad. And thank you to all of you for tuning in. And we will see you next month, and also in Telegram, and also in Reddit. So thank you very much for tuning in again. Bye-bye.